right here from our homes. We're doing proper social distancing. We are not going crazy with it. We are, except maybe down in New Orleans area where, did they ever shut down? Who knows? But, New Orleans always offered takeout beer service. So are they doing anything differently, honestly? It's just like, no, that's just what we do. But we have some wonderful guests here tonight. Speaking of New Orleans, we have Haggis Rampant. Jillian, Pam, and Steve are going to be joining us, not just for the music that they bring, but to be some whiskey snobs. I mean, Steve is Scottish, after all. Paolo Garbanzo is going to be here telling us about a whole lot of wonderful nerdy things, including Nat 21 Adventures, which you can join us for on Sunday evenings, and Ren Adventures when we are free to move about the world again, and a whole lot of other fun stuff. And we might just start calling each other names. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? But let's have a good drink. Just as I do on Shakespeare's Coffee Break, let's have a slurp. Oh, that is some good stuff right there. And I see that you're already starting to join us. Susan Hill is here, cheering on Haggis Rampant. Susan is Scottish. Haggis Rampant is Scottish. She's Canadian, the Cajun. It's going to be a great time. But let us bring our friends into the show at this point now. So let us have them here. Oh, goodness, we have Paolo Garbanzo, we have Haggis Rampant, and that music was by the Jackdaws. They're going to be joining us here at some point. Hello, my friends!
Hey,
Shakespeare!
Shakespeare!
You, Haggis Rampant,
that.
Haggis Rampant, you already have a fan watching. Susan Hill is quite excited.
Hi, Susan!
She is a Scot living in Canada. So, there you have it. And you're Scots living in Cajun
Our people,
country.
yes, we love you.
Yes. Oh,
I know. Feel for us, Susan. Feel for us.
And let's see. Our dear friend and fellow performer TJ Miller. Hey guys. Hey TJ.
Hey TJ.
Hi, TJ.
And Sally wants us to know that she is Russian. Thank you, Sally. I'm English. Paolo, you're you're Sicilian and.
Dobry den, which is Russian for good day.
At least you're not English.
Da. At least he's not English.
Yeah, I said da.
What is happening here? I mean, come on. Why have we got to be hating English?
I said nothing.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, Haggis Rampant, I'm going to pass off a thing to you. Today was your, was it today or yesterday, was your final day of hand washing with Haggis Rampant over on Instagram.
Today.
It went up about 5 minutes before, well, about 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And hand washing with Haggis Rampant, which went directly over to your Instagram, but then we get replayed over on Facebook. Talk to the people about that.
So back when this whole quarantine thing first started, we thought it would be kind of fun just to make, little videos of 20 seconds of bagpipe music to wash your hands to. And we started doing that, and we started doing it every day, not realizing that it would last as long as it did.
60 days.
We've done this for 60 days straight. And today, since everything's kind of starting to open up again, we decided that today would be our last one. 60 is a good round number to end up on. And we're going to move on to what we're calling Music Mondays, where we're going to make longer weekly videos that we're going to post of just us learning new music and revisiting old things from our older CDs.
Longer than 20 seconds.
Longer than 20 seconds. 20 seconds of bagpipe
Excellent.
music is not a lot.
Surprisingly enough, in 60 videos, we never played the same one twice. We never played the same tune twice,
Yeah.
except for Happy Birthday.
Oh,
we did
and-
play Happy Birthday.
And Star Wars.
Nice.
And Star Wars, yes.
Oh, well, yeah, you have to do that. And Susan Hill, your fan up in Canada, she was saying that she loves the hand washing idea, and presumably also your Music Mondays. So that is great.
They're never washing hands again.
Monday evening.
Yes, Paolo says we never need wash our hands again. Is that correct, or is it more of like what was everybody doing before that?
No, you should. And we said that in the video. You should totally wash your hands.
Yeah, keep washing them, but we feel like after 60 days, you can successfully count to 20.
Let us know.
Yes.
This is we're
We
talking
think
about
we've taught you that much.
we're talking about the human race here.
Yeah. what I like, going back to some languages here, quarantine comes from the Italian word for 40, quaranta, but you've managed to do a sessantine. So it's a 60-teen.
Oh, very nice. Paolo
did one better than a quarantine. Well done.
It's so nerdy, and I love it.
Oh, wonderful.
That is my favorite thing that has come out of this so far.
Well, Stephen Eldridge would seem to agree. He says he hums Scotland the Brave a good amount of the time for hand washing. So we have it. And we have a good crowd watching right now. We have over 20 people watching. So that's not bad. And then a lot more people are going to be watching this on the replays over the weekend. So that is fantastic. Now, Paolo, have you been offering people anything special during quarantine?
Well, I mean, we have all sorts of things. I haven't offered any hand washing. But,
why haven't you been offering hand washing?
But you know what we have done?
Paolo, why do you want people to die?
Look, that's a very, very long question. Look, we're doing a lot of role playing, and a lot of people die during the role playing games.
Oh my god! You're actually going with this. You're taking this ball and running.
Yeah. I'm segueing, baby. I'm segueing. And you know what's better than 20 seconds of hand washing? 21 seconds of hand washing.
I didn't. You know what? I'm taking my show back. I'm not even at that point of the show yet.
20 seconds isn't good enough. You need
21
a natural 21.
That's, oh my god, Paolo, that is fantastic. All right, so Facebook
and you can get your
adventures.
That's right. So we're playing a game with Shakespeare here and TJ and Adamo Ignis every Sunday night. We are playing. It's called Nat 21 because that's the only thing better than a natural 20 is a natural 21. Yes. And you can get your own Nat 21 die on my Kickstarter. We just started. So.
Which we're going to get into that in a little bit here. Now, Victoria says it is... Victoria is shouting shameless self-promotion time. And,
I thought this whole show was shameless self-promotion. That's exactly what we were doing.
That's exactly the point. It's like, let's have a fight. Let's fight it out. Yeah. And
you know
Susan...
what?
Yes, go ahead.
Shakespeare.
Yes,
hear me out. Shakespeare. Oh.
Yes,
okay. So what you do is every time you just give like some crazy setup, and then it's up to everyone to try to segue into their thing.
That's what it's going to make. And Susan says because of these weird segues and tangents, everybody drink. So Sláinte. And Susan also points out because she is Scottish, because she is a French Scot living up there in Quebec, which means she is a living representation of the Old Alliance, as you might call it.
Oh, the Old
Alliance. She says it is Swantine. I believe that's how we might pronounce it. Steve, if you could give us a Cajun pronunciation of that French word there. Swantine. Is that it?
Swantine?
Soixantine. Soixantine. Soixantine.
So, Susan, we do have for you, it's Cape Breton. It's not Quebec. The Cape Breton single malt whiskey aged in ice wine barrels.
Oh, excellent. Well,
it's really good.
What was the in
Canada? Jost
Winery.
All right.
In
the winery and the distillery would switch barrels and age things in each other's barrels. It was a really good relationship.
Well, this sounds like, speaking of segues, this sounds like a wonderful time since Haggis Rampant managed to steal it back from Paolo. That for us to have some snobby whiskey tasting. All right, so Paolo, Haggis Rampant has the floor. This also because they are Scottish, they will kill us. All right, so there we go.
So 3-on-1. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true too. So Haggis Rampant, tell us about some whiskey here. Why do you have that with you?
It's part of the kilt ensemble. It's called a ski do.
You have to have the blade.
We wear it in our socks, in our hose.
That's a Scottish history thing. So what are you drinking, Steve?
I am drinking a Glenrose from 1995. It's one of the Glens. It's very smooth. It's one of my go-to whiskeys. If I want something smooth without a lot of bite, then no, it's not that.
No, it's
That's
one
yours.
he's drinking.
I've
Yeah.
got mine.
But this is a very smooth whiskey, and it is very reasonably priced. It's usually around $40 a bottle, US. But it's an awesome whiskey. I just really enjoy it. I can find it just about anywhere I go, and I enjoy the flavor. So that's what I'm drinking.
I really enjoy trying new things, and so I bought this at the local liquor store a few months ago. It's a Japanese plum flavored whiskey.
The Japanese love whiskey.
They do, and it's very sweet. It's like the whiskey equivalent of like a dessert wine, and really, really tasty. So that's what I'm drinking right now.
I'm drinking a Talisker Storm. So good. Which is one of the island.
Off Talisker, right?
Yes.
It's salty.
It's distilled and then exposed to the ocean.
I really
So
like it, but I love it because Steve doesn't like it.
I won't touch.
He'll
this bottle.
never
Wait,
drink my whiskey. In
This bottle has lasted a while.
It's a dead soldier. You need to drink it.
Chug, 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 chug.
Mine. Leave it alone.
But anyway, yeah, Talisker is Talisker is a good whiskey, but Talisker Storm is open to the ocean. So it gets a lot of salt in it, and it's just first time I tasted it, it's like, oh, it was like opening a salt shaker and pouring it in my mouth. It's just
Don't
not
do
good.
that.
You'll notice, Shakespeare, that we are drinking it
The
without ice.
Proper glassware.
proper glassware without ice.
This is where our scholarships come in.
So what do we call these types of glasses?
It's a Glencairn glass. It was developed specifically for single malt whiskeys. It comes out of Scotland. Now, there's a lot of glasses that you can drink whiskey from, and you won't get any judgment from me. And in fact, I drink whiskey from a lot of. I drink whiskey from a lot of different glasses.
I judge him a lot though. So
I have drunk whiskey from the mugs. So
okay, but that's at the Renaissance Festival, and at that point, needs must.
Thank you, neat, but
Yeah. Yes.
But anyway, these are commonly available. Any whiskey store is going to have Glencairn glasses.
Glencairn, you're calling them? Glencairn?
Yeah.
Cairn.
It's on the bottom of the glass.
Oh my goodness, we someone is quite literally pirating our meeting here. Oh my gosh. Holy smoke. How did this happen? Tiffany Mead from the Jackdaws. Somehow she crashed our Zoom meeting. What? I mean, but physically did it. She physically crashed it. This is insane.
I'm pretty sure
Front yard,
it's just the whiskey.
but they won't go away.
It's an infestation at this point. It's okay. We
Oh my goodness gracious. But the Jackdaws, they are going to be joining me on Shakespeare's Coffee Break in 2 Mondays. On Monday the 1st, they're going to be coming onto the show. So this is a little bit of a preview. Also, the music that we had at the top of the show.
We'll
So-
totally crashing them.
Oh, yeah.
So where can we get those types of Glencairn glasses, dear Brownlee family?
Any local whiskey store will have them.
Yes.
Or should have them. If not, just look them up online. Mine is from the Victoria Highland Games. If you look at the label, the writing on it
Very nice.
is Victoria Highland Games.
I bought mine at a distillery. This is specifically a Glen Breton glass, like Glencairn glass.
And mine is from the Mardi Gras crew of Okeanos that we march every year.
In New Orleans,
A friend of ours has been the king,
right?
and our pipe band
So they're
plays.
very common. You can
Very
buy
good.
them anywhere. I've got a lot of plain ones too. We've got 15 or
I feel like I have seen wooden ones on people's belts at Renaissance festivals as well. So I think that would be a fun thing to have.
Of course.
That'd be interesting. We should
Yeah.
get some of
the
those.
shape.
Hey, Shakespeare, did you
is important to it.
Yeah.
did you notice that each one of these Scotch
Oh,
people
go ahead.
has their own bottle? And I just realized that
Yes.
it wasn't because each one has their own specific taste. It's probably so that during a fight, each one of them has a bottle to break on a table and then try to shiv somebody.
There we have it.
Clearly.
Makes sense. Yes.
Obviously, you understand, Paolo. You get it.
But it
The-
has to be empty.
So
Yeah,
you're
we have-
saying that
Otherwise,
Otherwise, we're slurping on the floor. It's bad.
so you're saying, Paolo, that the
Cut your
Scots
mouth
are going
on
to
the
get
glass.
into an Italian-style knife and shiv fight.
I'm just
I think
saying.
you predict, my friend.
You know.
We're
I think you're
inspired by
protected.
Paulo's present.
All right.
We are.
Well, this is a really good moment right here, since it is the Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. Now that Haggis Rampant has showed us 3 different types of whiskeys that we all have going on, and have also taught us about the Glencairn glasses, and I've fully shut Paolo out from talking about himself and his various projects.
I'll weasel my way back in. Don't
You'll
worry.
get in there. You'll get in there.
It
And while we're-
separates. That's what separates us from the animal kingdom.
Believe in you.
Weaseling.
And while we're going to reset, because Haggis Rampant is not just for whiskey snobs, but they're also our musical entertainment for the evening. Let us talk about tonight's sponsor,
Start off.
Hill Storage and Rigging Company. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, based in Middletown, Pennsylvania. You can check them out at hillrigging.com or call them at 944-7676. That number again is 717-944-7676. As friend of the show, Susan Hill would say, more likely than not, over the next 45 seconds, no relation to her. But no job too large or too small. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing your equipment is in skilled and experienced hands, with services from our machine movers and erectors in Middletown, PA. Established in 1967, Hill Storage and Rigging Company is a family-owned and operated full-service millwright serving industries in the Mid-Atlantic states and beyond. We are a woman-owned small business. Hours of operation, Monday through Fridays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Available Saturdays and Sundays by appointment only. Again, call them at 717-944-7676. That number one more time is 717-944-7676. Visit them online at hillrigging.com. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, no job too large or too small. And special thanks to Hill Rigging for being the sponsor here of Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour and Shakespeare's Coffee Break. If you would like to advertise on the show, simply email me, shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com. My email again is shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com. And we're going to be coming back into the show here in just a few moments. Haggis Rampant is lining up with their bagpipes. You can see them happening right there. Holy smoke, they are prepared. Ah, my God. And Paolo Garbanzo is ready to talk about some stuff here. Oh, my God. Let's see what happens first. All right, so friends, here's what happens. We have a pipe band with their big wool pipes ready to go. We have a Sicilian, excuse me, who is ready to smash a bottle and jump through the internet and get into a fight using his magical bottle opener and his fancy disco shirt. Who shall win and talk about their stuff? Let's see. And go. Fight. Oh, Paolo has an at 21.
So this one day, see, there's this thing.
And Haggis Rampant wins!
It sounded like we were going to get too long.
Oh my goodness, Haggis Rampant! Oh my goodness gracious. Paolo, I'm pretty sure that Haggis Rampant won that fight.
We win every fight.
I got to drink, so I don't know who won, really.
Oh, that is a good point. And people were actually putting money down on the bagpipes.
I literally just polished off one bottle while they were playing. So I was just like, whatever.
Well, as Haggis Rampant is resetting, I'm going to remove them from the feed here. So, and you can go check them out, get all of their albums at haggisrampant.com. Go listen to them on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, etc., and check them out. And Paolo Garbanzo, the mic is yours, my friend. Oh my goodness gracious. What are you going to talk about with us here on Shakespeare's Coffee Break?
You know, You know, Shakes, you, as well as I, occasionally get to perform at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair.
Yes,
and this
indeed.
weekend would be their opening weekend tomorrow. And I saw some people from the New Jersey Fair on the comments list there. So I wanted to bring up the fact that tomorrow, the New Jersey Fair is going to be doing a virtual fair weekend starting tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. They're going to have an open court. They're gonna have their opening court thing, and I've sent the video, so there's gonna see some stuff. This would have been the trick that I was going to do this season. Was it's a variation of the trick that I was going to do this year. And so they've got a little video of me. They've got a bunch of videos of some other people as well who are performing and who have performed in the past at the New Jersey Renaissance Festival. And you can go to their Facebook page. At 11 a.m. It starts tomorrow, and then throughout the day, I think they're doing another thing at 1 o'clock, and then they'll be hosting the virtual New Jersey Fair starting tomorrow.
And I will actually be joining them for that as well. And Adam Gentry, real quick, he says he loves the nickname that you have bestowed upon me, simply calling me Shakes.
Listen, Shakes.
My name is Spear. Shakespeare.
Listen, Italians have really long names, and this is a segue. All right, here's a big segue. You want to talk about nicknames?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Are we going on a 1 minute tangent?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. 1 minute tangent.
Oh,
right,
hold on. Let me get this ready to go. We are going to, friends. Paolo and I started this the other day because Paolo is good. It's just becoming a constant presence on this show. But 1 minute tangent. You need to explain yourself in 1 minute or less. So Paolo, go.
All right. So Italians are notorious for giving people nicknames. And here's the funny thing is that nicknames change throughout the year. So say your name is Giuseppe, right? Okay. So what's going to happen is that they're going to call you Josie, and then it shorts up to Juicy, right? But everyone for a little while is called Juicy. But then as that person progresses, now here's the thing, you get the same name you give the same name that you have to your kids, right? So your kid's name is Giuseppe, but you don't want to call him Giuseppe, or you want to call him Juicy because that's your name. Juicy is you. So then you call your kid Pepe because it's Giuseppe, and then it's Pe, and then Pepe. So everyone has these weird, crazy nicknames, and it's like Pepe, Juicy, Jeb, Boop, Bop, Bibbity, Bobbity, Shakes. That's what I'm saying. Do it.
Oh, and he finished with 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Oh, my goodness gracious.
All right, wait. If I have 10 seconds, then here's what happens. So Shakespeare,
okay. Hold on.
Shakespeare gets to be called Shakes, but then he's going to have a kid. His kid can't be called Shakes or Shakespeare. His kid's going to be called Pierre.
2 seconds.
2 seconds left.
We are not calling my kid Pierre. He is not going to be. He is not going to be a weird analyst on the news. He's not.
No one will know. No one will know if his name wasn't Pierre, and they'll be like, "Oh, his name must be Pierre." They call him Pierre.
All right.
No, it's just short for Shakespeare.
All right, Haggis Rampant. Haggis Rampant. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think?
I was trying to think about what he would do with Haggis or Rampant, but I don't know if I really want to know.
I do.
All right, Paul, tell us, Haggis Rampant.
So you'd have all right. So
are we doing this again? All right. Hold on. Let me reset the timer. I'm resetting the timer, my friends. All right, we're back. This is a challenge laid down by Haggis Rampant to Paolo Garbanzo. We're going back to 1 minute tangent here on Shakespeare Self-Promotion Happy Hour. And here,
all right,
1 minute is on the clock. Here,
okay,
we go.
All right, so here's the thing, Haggis Rampant. All right, this is a pretty big role. He's got a lot of other things. But here's the thing, there's 3 people in the band, right? So now you got to give like different nicknames for people in the band because you can't just. So the band's gonna have one name, Haggis, Haggy, maybe Haggy. Oh, Haggy Ramp. Haggy Ramp. All right, go see Haggy Ramp. But now each person in the band is gonna have to have a nickname, a different nickname. So like Big Haggis would be daddy there, right? So then you got I see like then it's gonna be like Mama Haggis, and even though you're over 18, it's gonna have to be Baby Haggis. So
Ugh.
or baby ramps. How's that? Either one.
Like Baby Spice.
Oh, no, wait.
I need
So
to-
then it's gonna be grand haggis.
10
no,
seconds.
Grand rampant. So instead, so like grandpa, but it's like grand ramp. Grand ramp. There you go.
All right, and
I'm okay
and-
with baby haggis if he gets to be grand ramp. Like that's totally fine.
Oh my
Man,
god,
So I've
that
been
you
is
go.
called old man with
fantastic.
so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
would
like that
say,
went not quite as well as when he juggled the bagpipes and, you know,
Wait, when
the
did he
tippers.
juggle bagpipes?
was it
I
bagpipes
do
or
wanna
was
say-
it just the drumsticks?
I juggled
You
drumsticks.
juggled
Yeah,
some
that's
of
pretty
these
easy.
things. Yeah,
I could
yeah.
juggle a bagpipe. That's easy.
yeah,
Because
That'd
you
be-
have to, there's a level of like how much you care about dropping.
But also,
We
it
know
would be
a guy.
amazing though is if you were actually just juggling 3 bagpipes going in a big circle over your head, but you got it and started playing a
Right?
full song. Like if you knew exactly
Okay.
how to get your fingers set every single time.
Mm. You tape the strings
All
so
right,
that
so
as
we're
you
keeping-
squeeze it, it's gonna play one note. But then you tape different strings, different holes. You tape the holes
Yeah.
so that they're closed, so it plays a different note for each one. So depending on how many you can play, you could probably play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Oh,
We
we need to make this
do
happen.
that.
We need to make
Yeah,
this
Louisiana
happen.
this year, Paolo. We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
Challenge
So-
is laid down. They are sending you. They are going to be sending you in the mail through the United States Postal
Yeah.
Service.
We are.
Who frankly needs the money right now. They're sending you 3 sets of bagpipes that they don't actually care about that much. All right. So,
Right.
but
So I just want to say
Yeah, they're
I
only-
have
they're
been
only-
working. I've been working on a
They're
similar
only 14
similar
minutes long.
trick.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
similar trick.
No.
Oh, so
3 ukuleles, each one tuned to a different chord. And surprisingly, you can actually pluck the strings of a ukulele. I have to say, all jugglers do not listen to this because it's actually unbelievable. Like way easier than I thought it was gonna be. And I was like, oh, like this is anyway. So plucking all the strings as you fling it into the air, and you can hit a D chord, and then you have another one that's an A. So you do DAG, you can play every Celtic song ever. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
that's got it.
since we've had tangents, and we've had 2 1-minute tangents on that, and then talking about how tricks could be done with music, let's for reals now go to Paolo Garbanzo and talk and shamelessly promote my friend here. Haggis
Oh.
Rampant, you're going to be coming back a little bit. In the meantime, just start drinking because people are asking, do we drink every time there's a tangent? Steve said yes, but then Victoria says, psh, drink whenever
Drink
you
whenever
want.
you want.
Lime strings aren't the boss of her. So
Yes, Victoria. Exactly.
I'll drink
Cheers
to
to
that.
you, Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So Paolo, the floor is yours right now. Why don't
Oh,
you
thank you,
tell
Shakes.
us about what we've got going on? I mean, like, do you want to tell us about renadventures.com or Nat21
Sure.
Adventures? Do you want to tell us about
Well-
you appearing on the Life's Affair podcast, or even just talk about yourself? Who knows?
I mean, that's pretty much me in a nutshell right there.
Oh, all right. Then we're done.
I mean,
Back to Haggis Rampant. Okay.
no.
Sam's not there. All right.
Yeah, well, so all in that line of things, the next current thing of Nat21 Adventures, and I just want to point out that we have not 1 but 2 special guests. First of all, because Shakespeare is going to be missing this adventure to do a side quest, and that side quest is going to be with Baron Pistachio Sweepsbane himself is going to be in the game, and I just received the miniature from that handmade miniature from Kitty Chaos. Not only is there a regular giant squirrel miniature, but I was like, well, he is a paladin and he gets a mount, and of course, what kind of mount does a squirrel get? Well, the squirrel gets just like a basic human with and he rides on his back. So so there's that. But because not one person can just take your place, not just a squirrel, but Louis from London Broil is going to be playing with us, and I couldn't be more excited that he's going to be here. He is he's a great person to party with, and that's adventuring wise, and also party with. So he's going to be here. I do hope I hope you guys check the show 7 p.m. Sunday night Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Shakespeare is going to come back the next week. Yes,
I shall be back. And Kitty, who made that, she is so very excited that the miniatures got to you in time. So there you have it.
I'm thrilled.
But while we are talking about Nat 21, why don't you also talk about your Kickstarter?
Ooh, yes. So Nat 21 is based on the whole premise that we have dice that go to 21, because the only thing better than a natural 20 is a Nat 1. And that when you have that mystical roll off with the devil himself, when he lays that golden die at your feet, you can beat him with a natural 21. And my Kickstarter, if you just go to Kickstarter.com, Nat 21, it's over. The whole title is Nat 21 over the top dice and dungeon tiles.
And you can see it right here on your screen.
Yeah, we are 25% funded. If you give more than you can buy just dice, you can buy a bunch of dice, or you can get those beautiful dungeon tiles as seen right there in that picture. We have lovely marble, and we also have red stone for those Underdark adventures that you can lose all your players in the maze. It's great. And you can get either one set or the other. You can get both sets. Get all the sets. We don't care. But we're 25% funded already, and it's only been a few days, so we're pretty sure that this is obviously is going to go through. Absolutely. And you can get these 21. They are regular 20-sided dice, of course. But look, we all know that you roll a natural 20. You won, all right? You succeeded. So why not have a natural 21? Even if you don't get a die, go onto the Kickstarter, watch the video, because if you like Spinal Tap at all, you're gonna love the video that I made for the Kickstarter. So on that question though, Paolo, why does it go to 21? Why don't you just make 20 more powerful? Well, it's one more. It's one more better. Clearly. Yeah, but why don't you just make it like more powerful? Like I just need to know. But they go to 21. You know what? You mentioned the video, so let's actually just watch the video. Oh, okay. It's a couple minutes long there. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Music by Saxon Moon, by the way. Thanks, Saxon Moon. Ooh, very nice.
Nice miniatures.
Oh, thanks.
Do you use all these?
Oh, I use them. I cherish them. I mean, this one right here. Used it to kill a Balrog one time. Killing shot. Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, like, if you listen, you can actually still hear it screaming. It's like,
I can't really hear it.
What is this? Yeah, you could if we were playing. It's an homage.
Well, what about this one?
This one's really important to me. Okay, so I was an attorney, and it fell on the floor, and Gary Gygax himself kicked it across the room accidentally. I had to crawl underneath every table just to get to it. It was Gary could really kick. Notice the Spinal Tap t-shirt. Oh, hey, look at this one right here, right? Price tag still on it. Never been rolled.
What? Can I?
Whoa, hey, whoa, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Hey, you know what? Don't even look at it, okay? Don't even. I want that one.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's you. Take a look at these. These are my prized possessions. Look at this. 21, 21, 21, 21, right across the board.
Whoa, they usually only go to 20.
Exactly.
Does that make it better?
Well, it's one better, isn't it? I mean, it's not a 20. I mean, listen, most blokes, they're playing Dungeons & Dragons all night long. They're rolling 20s. You're at 20 on the die. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere. Exactly. What we do when you need that extra little push to push someone off a cliff.
Roll a natural 21.
Exactly.
When a natural 20 just won't do.
These go to 21.
There you go.
Oh my god, Paolo, you are a mad genius, and
And the rest of it is more advertising.
yeah, and
There
that's
you
just how you look on Sundays. Oh my goodness gracious! So that's Nat 21, the Kickstarter. Pete will go support that because it also helps promote my bottom line as well. So
There you go. Hey, look, just send me $10 if you just liked the homage to Spinal Tap. There you go.
Kitty Chaos is saying this is amazing. P.S. Was that her pink sparkle D6? She can't believe that you stole it.
Look, you left it on the table and turned away for 3 seconds, and that's boom.
Oh, goodness gracious. But, Paolo, we are starting to run a little short on time here. So before we get back into some music here, tell me about Ren Adventures.
Well, here's the thing. Ren Adventures, obviously there's a bit of a travel ban currently, but we are planning for next year that we are going to be doing Ren Adventures in Europe. What we do is that I bring people to Europe. We usually go to Italy, we go to Sicily, we go to England, to Scotland, and we just started a new Dungeons & Dragons castle tour. And what we do is we start in Scotland, we go across
That co-stars me.
Yes, yes, that's right. And Shakespeare was going to be in it, and he will be next year because we're just going to do it next year. And look, we're going to do it if things go well. We're going to do it twice, so there is still room for the next tour. And next year, it'll be late June and early July. So what we're going to do? We start in Scotland. We start in Edinburgh. We visit castles. We then travel to Muncaster Castle, where the castle that I'm a hero. And every night we go back, we see something real, then we come back, we play D&D that night for a few hours, and what we saw that day is part of the adventure that night. So we get to be able to like go, hey, remember how that tower on that castle was really big? Yeah, so that's what you're trying to climb up. Now think about that. Now you got a great dex, but seriously, that's going to be like, you're going to need to roll 25 on that one, seriously. And everybody can kind of really get a good idea. We go to all sorts of places. Levens Hall, which is full of those crazy mazes, the hedge mazes from Alice in Wonderland. Why? Because that's actually where Lewis Carroll was inspired to write Through the Looking Glass. He went to Levens Hall and he just totally yoinked that whole concept and put it in his book. So we go there, we run around, we have some fun excursions, and then we go and play Dungeons & Dragons. And if you go to renadventures.com, send us an email. We're working at what those dates are going to be for next year. Obviously, we have some travel issues right now, so we're going to redo all that. But keep in touch, stay notified, and hopefully you can join us on the next tour. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm also looking into doing a future tour. Is going to be, so this is going to be what we're doing right now is going to Englishy, Scotlandy castle thing. We're also looking at doing a Greek heroes and heroines classic tour in Sicily, because Sicily actually has a ton of Greek ruins.
You're bringing Shakespeare on that one.
You know, there's actually some places that around Sicily that they believe were the places that Shakespeare, that you, Mister, wrote your plays for.
Yeah, Messina. Messina is there.
Yes, Messina's there. But the Tempest, right, nearby there, and a couple others.
Yeah, Tempest is somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Somewhere in there.
So, yeah.
Right off the coast.
It's very.
Yeah, so we're looking into that because there's actually, and I was looking at kind of ideas for like what kind of adventure we would do, and I think I nailed it because a lot of people don't realize how Sicily in 400, 500 BC was the border of like the Greek world. Like it was right on the edge. They had problems with Carthage and all that other stuff. And Sicily was this brave new world that they were like, let's go adventure. It's going to be awesome. And they dropped a lot of elbows and did all sorts of stuff there.
But one of the things they did was Dionysus himself found grapes on Sicily and brought them back to the rest of Greece and made wine.
Ooh.
According to Greek legend, that is where grapes come from.
So
And wouldn't it be an awesome adventure to be like, we're helping Dionysus make wine for the first time ever? Like, that would be such a killer adventure, right?
I can very much see some of our friends playing the character of Dionysus. That'll be amazing.
We'll do real wine tastings, and we'll
Oh, as opposed to the fake wine tastings.
right. Well, we won't sit there and I'm gonna taste the wine. Oh, I got a 7. No,
It
we're
tastes,
actually
it
gonna
tastes
go.
good. It tastes good to you. It tastes good.
It tastes good. Yeah, because wine in Sicily has a +20. So
Ooh.
there you go.
I'm
I just
assuming
rolled a
that wine in
34.
Sicily actually has a +21.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
And
then
so we're looking at that. Yeah.
And real quick while I have you, you're appearing on the Life's a Fair podcast on June 3rd.
June 3rd, we are doing it's dating game meets we can't call it Choose Your Own Adventure because that's copyrighted. So it was Decide Your Own Problem was the name, because you can't
choose your fate.
Yes. No, well, I think that's taken too. All the good ones.
Choosest thou thine own fate.
Yes, I think it was Decide Your Own Problem. That was
There you go.
that was the name.
Excellent. So you're going to be on that.
But it's like dating game meets your Choose Your Own Problem, and then
you're allowed to say dating game.
Yeah, maybe.
Weirdly. All right, that's
we can
not Choose Your Own Adventure.
Say Choose Your Own Adventure, but you can't use it as the title. Of
all
the
right,
thing.
so it's a game where you date with a choosing an adventure of something. Your adventure
Deciding
of choice. Victoria says.
Yeah.
Victoria says your adventure of choice. There we have it. All right. Well,
please
Paolo,
just take it to the source, look it up. Yeah.
And make sure you go do all those things with Paolo and just check him out. He talks about all of them at facebook.com/Paolo Garbanzo. He talks about everything there. Facebook.com/Nat21Adventures, RenAdventures.com, and then join him on June 3rd for the Life's a Fair podcast. And of course, every Sunday night on Nat21 Adventures, because the only thing better than a natural 20 is a Nat 21. It's a Dungeons and Dragons game with a lot of your favorite Ren Fair performers. I will be back on that show next Sunday, not this one, but next Sunday, once we start in June.
Because you can't get away that easily, and you have to go to your uncle's birthday party.
I know! It's amazing. We're going to take him some special presents as well. But let's bring Haggis Rampant back into the show. Oh my goodness, Haggis Rampant!
They have costume change?
They might have costume changed. Yes, Pam costume changed.
Oh.
No, this is
Oh, I thought you were wearing different necklaces or something.
Oh, you think
we're talking about Dionysus though, because these came from the crew of Haggis.
Oh yes,
nice.
Yes, I did, and we put on.
Yes, you're now wearing your
mine. Of course, are sheep.
Oh,
because why
not? Yeah. And Pam is being the band member who wears her own t-shirt, which I see no problem with. That's just called branding. Why wouldn't you? I mean, but
no, it's because the show was so raucous that you lost all your other clothes and were like, I need a shirt, and then you know where all the shirts are. The shirts are at the merch table.
Are you saying the show was so raucous they had to get beads from Bacchus?
Oh, he's a poet, but I think he knows it.
Yes, it's literally in my job. It's literally in my job description. I mean, there we go. My head doesn't. All right, but Haggis Rampant, are you back with booze or with music?
What would you like, Will?
Oh, I think you know what I like.
Yes, but we can't do that on the live stream.
It's really hard to play Uno when I'm here and you're there. We each have to bring our own cards. And
it's just very awkward. Yeah,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. All right.
Well, we have all changed whiskeys, I believe.
Oh,
and we have changed instruments. So you pick it. What would you like?
Let's go with the instrument and have some fun there.
All right.
So I should point out that this was actually my first instrument. I was never as good on it as I was with bagpipes. So apologies to any like real fiddle players out there.
You told me to never do that.
Yes, yeah,
I have a different drum.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Squeak.
Squeak at the end, but that's all right.
They're short sets.
Small pipes versus big pipes.
Excellent.
You
Well,
can hear the difference.
Yeah, you can hear the
They're
difference.
quieter.
The small pipes are much quieter, but you can also see the difference.
oh yes, absolutely.
Now, the small pipes are much smaller than these are actually called fireside pipes. This is what you use to sit around the fireside and play with the fiddle and other instruments.
And they're also tuned to A440,
Right,
which means
which
she
is
can
conquered.
play the violin with it.
Right. The big
Okay.
pipes you use to scare people.
Yes, they're war instruments.
And what did you use on your album Burley?
The big
The
pipes.
big pipes.
Big pipes you used on Burley? Very good. Because that will actually be what we're closing out the show with here tonight. We're going to be closing out with the steam. Pronounce this for me.
Steam train to Meleg.
Steam Train to Meleg is going to be what closes out the show here tonight from your album Burley. And by the way, you can get all of their albums at haggisrampant.com. Also go to Apple Music, Spotify, etc., and so on and so forth.
Brief shameless self-promotion about Burley.
Yes, absolutely, please.
So Burley is probably our favorite album and the best one that we've done. It's the most recent, so we're the most.
That tends to happen.
We got it. We got the idea from his second bagpiping student, Ken Petrie, who took a tune that we had recorded on a previous album, added electric guitar, bass, and drum kit to it, sent it back to us and said, "Hey, what do you think?" And we said, "We think that we're going to make a whole album out of that. What can you do with it?" And he was like, "Oh boy, I didn't think it would be that much work," but he did it anyway, and it turned out really well. So it's a rock and roll bagpipe album with an emphasis on the bagpipes. And I see you have your sound clip up there.
Oh yeah, I unfortunately can't do it purely in the background. It gets brought over.
Ah, dang. Okay. Yeah, but it's a little bit less traditional than the stuff that we usually play. Because obviously for the Renaissance Festival shows, we can't bring in an electric guitar. That's not exactly period. So, but we have a lot of fun with it. We performed it live a couple of times at a local bar in Covington called the Green Room.
And one in Slidell
Slidell.
called the Brass Monkey,
Right.
and also at Chapunta Brewing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we like to pull it out every so often, but it's not our usual type of music, but we have a lot of fun with it.
Wonderful. I'm very, very glad. And I have that album on my iPhone. So it is a favorite of mine. It's a great album to actually run to. I mean, it is.
It's a good workout album. Yeah.
It really is. I've taken up running on a more serious basis over the last several months to a year or so.
In costume, we saw.
Oh my God. Well, that was simply to celebrate my 5,000th follower or like on Facebook. So it was very exciting for me. So since I had 5K official fans, I figure I should do a 5K. And it occurred to me as I was getting dressed that morning, I don't really need to do a real 5K. However, I probably should. And I'm like, oh, why not? How bad could it be? And it wasn't the shoes weren't the problem. It was I decided to put on my full kit. And so I had my mug on my hip and just kept smacking me. Ow. And I'm like, and I have a little bit of a bruise now on my thigh from my mug because it's a wooden bottom mug and it's just like smack.
These things
smack.
are dangerous. People don't think about that, but I had somebody like try and playfully hip check me one time at Louisiana Renaissance Festival, and he hit my mug.
Yeah,
and
I bet
really
he was in
mad.
pain. I bet he was in pain too. Yeah,
He was.
Oh, that hurt a little too much. So next time I do that, for instance, if we're able to all be joined together at the Louisiana Festival this fall, fingers crossed, and the creek don't rise, we shall be there. I was talking with Lady Morgan from Chaste Treasure of we should run potentially in our garb, do the 5 miles in our garb, and go do it, like, or at least bring extra garb to make that happen.
If Lady Morgan wants to run in her corset and hoop skirts, that is her business. I will not be joining you.
No. The whole idea is basically our most comfortable versions of it. So
is
not
there a comfortable version of corsets and hoop skirts?
Not of the corset, but there are lighter hoop skirts and there are lighter skirts and everything. But we were talking about maybe we go and do that because, like, for instance, I had the non-chafing running gear on underneath the full kit. So underneath my garb. So I had my running tights. I had the shirt that doesn't allow my chest to chafe and all that. So that was nice. But
I have run.
Oh, go ahead.
I've run a couple of 10Ks. I've run a couple of 10Ks in my kilt.
He has.
And I went to Scotland and I ran a 10K. Well, I ran half of the 10K in Scotland. And I was the only one in a kilt. Well, I say half of a 10K because it was over 2 mountains.
It kind of went
you
like
had to go up and down and then across and up and down. And I made it up and down and across and up and down.
Senior citizens were passing him.
Then they wanted to do it again. Yeah, I knew I was in trouble when the 2 young girls passed me up and said, "Come on, kilt boy, you can do this." And then when the old lady passed me on the first
with a walker, she had a walker.
She did not have a walker. She did not have a walker. But when the old lady passed me, I knew I was in trouble. You can't train in Louisiana to run on hills.
No.
We don't have, our biggest elevation change is in the potholes in New Orleans.
Oh, come on. It's the overpasses on the interstate.
Oh, okay, my bad. I don't know. Those potholes are pretty deep.
They are. People are planting gardens there.
Oh, yeah. So just absolutely wonderful. And so, Burley, go get it. Go get the other albums at haggisrampant.com. You can get all the music there. Go follow them on Haggis Rampant on Facebook, Haggis_Rampant, Instagram, Twitter, Haggis Rampant. If they had a Twitch feed, they'd probably do it there. Should
we Twitch? I don't actually know what Twitch is.
Twitch is a gaming platform, but yeah. Or what's the other one? TikTok. If they had a TikTok, go do that. Haggis Rampant on TikTok.
Oh God.
Let's TikTok.
Okay, so I'm the token millennial. TikTok's a Gen Z thing. I don't think we can quite get in on that.
We'll figure it out together.
No.
Goodness.
No.
It'll be funny.
But I will. We'll be back with you, and we're going to be closing out the show. We're going to be closing up the show in just a few minutes with Steam Train to Malig on here in just a few minutes. But I'm going to officially close up the show. Haggis Rampant, I love you. You're going to be doing God willing and the creek don't rise, the Run Cruise in February. Fantastic.
Of 2021, yes.
2021. So go check them out. TheRenCruise.com, HaggisRampant.com. Haggis Rampant, thank you so very much, my friends, for joining me here today. It is a genuine delight to have you. I love you so much.
It's been fun.
All right, and stick around. Stick around for the final toasts. Think of a toast or two. All right. So friends, this has been Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. I'm Will Shakespeare. My friends have been shamelessly self-promoting themselves. I'm going to shamelessly self-promote myself now. As Paolo and I were talking about, Nat 21 Adventures happens on Sundays. I'm normally a part of that show. I shan't be this Sunday because I'm celebrating the holiday, which means for my wife and I, we're doing Christmas because time no longer has meaning. We're doing Maymas. That is correct. But yes, tune into Nat 21 Adventures Sunday nights, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. over at facebook.com/Nat21 Adventures. And also when it works at twitch.tv/Paolo Garbanzo. Also, my friends, coming up, we have a Midsummer Night Stream, a gay old time. That'll be on Wednesday, June 3rd at 7:05 p.m., starring many of your Renaissance Fair favorites. It'll be starring Daniel Greenwolf as Oberon, Contessa Catalina from Chaste Treasure as Helena, Hera Drelincourt from The Vixens on Guard as Hermia, and myself, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. We have many other wonderful actors, and you can also be in the show by contributing to the Indiegogo campaign. That is in the show notes right here. But go check out, just on Indiegogo, look for Midsummer Night's Dream, Gay Old Time. Go find that. For $50, you can get a role in the show. For $30, a signed copy of the script. For $10, you can hang out with the cast before and after the show in our private Zoom meeting. Because the social distancing players, we do it from home and online. I do hope that you join us for that. And as the New Jersey Renaissance Festival, New Jersey Renaissance Fair wants you to know, over the next 3 Saturdays, we will be having some wonderful streaming content coming from there. And as TJ Miller, co-owner of the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, wants you to know, Paolo and Kitty Chaos tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. For the virtual opening court of New Jersey Ren Fair. I do hope that you check them out. Go to njrenfair.com or facebook.com/New Jersey Renaissance Fair. Go look for them there. But let's bring all of my friends back into the stream. Haggis, Rampant, Paolo, Garbanzo. Paolo's on the bottom now. Let us have some toasts. Let us have some toasts. So who would like to go first?
Mine's silly.
All right. Paolo, take the first toast.
Well, it starts off a little serious. This is a toast that my grandfather said to me. And it was basically, like about life, in general. And basically it was that said son, which weirdly he called me son because I was his grandson, but whatever. That was my nickname anyway. So he said, "Son, sadly, friends die, but don't worry, so do your enemies." Hey,
hey.
So ours is a little raunchy, and we stole it from the jackdaws, but there's no bad words, I promise.
Go ahead.
Here's to the stork, which brings the good babies. Here's to the raven, which brings the bad babies. And here's to the swallow, which brings no babies at all.
I don't get it.
I'll explain it to you later, darling. It's okay.
I'll tell you when you're older. All right. Let's see. Goodness gracious.
Oh, come on. This is your job.
Oh, I know, right? All right. Here's to friends. Whether you are the friends we've left behind or you are the friends we have yet to find, all of you are in my heart. And I toast your good health. Cheers.
That was so sweet.
Oh, I feel terrible.
I know, right?
All right. Friends, this has been Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. If you enjoyed the show half as much as I enjoyed making it with my friends here, then I obviously enjoyed it twice as much as you did, and that's called math. Now, whatever you feel the show is worth, a 1, a 5, a 10, for a 50, again, you can get a part of my latest show, A Midsummer Night's Dream, A Gay Old Time, happening on Wednesday, June 3rd over on Facebook and on YouTube. Well, basically exactly where you're watching this right now. Please go support that. Click on the Indiegogo link right there in the show notes. And if you'd like to buy me a drink, go to coffee.com/Shakespeare. That's ko-fi.com/Shakespeare. Buy me a drink. While you're there, commission me to write you a sonnet for only $20. And you can become a recurring supporter of the show and me by going to patreon.com/Shakespeare. That again is patreon.com/Shakespeare. And now, to take us home is Haggis Rampant with their beautiful track, Steam Train to Maleg. We'll see you again next week with Shakespeare Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. Shakespeare's Coffee Break is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Talking Trek is on Thursdays. I love you. You love me. There is mutual glorious affection. Be good, friends. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
what?
Too much Celtic rock for one hand. Too much rock for one hand. Haggis Rampant. Paolo Garbanzo. Thanks very much, friends. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.